So, wenn alles geklappt hat, dann bin ich jetzt live. So, hallo Leute, herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Runde Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. Wir sind hier gerade im Flowchart. Momentan hier, nachdem wir hier den Golem Bay geschafft haben. Wer sich jetzt fragt, Golem Bay, was ist damit gemeint? Naja, es ist im Grunde eine Art Roboterstation, Fabrik, wie auch immer. Na, Fabrik nicht, es werden da augenscheinlich keine hergestellt, aber die werden da unter anderem aufgeladen. Und ja, augenscheinlich wurde da noch ein bisschen mehr erzählt. Es ist momentan eine sehr verwirrende Situation. Mal gucken, wer sich gleich im Chat übrigens so tummelt. Und ja, es ist interessant. Letzte Folge war generell eine Folge, die sehr viele Fragen aufgeworfen hat. Zum einen hier auf diesem Pfad, wo wir von Tenmyoji einige Sachen erfahren haben über Radical 6. Unter anderem, dass augenscheinlich die Gesellschaft schon komplett zusammengebrochen ist und dieses Virus am Silvester 2028, also quasi einige Tage nachdem Sigma entführt wurde, ausgebrochen ist. Da ist jetzt natürlich die Frage, Moment, wir haben doch bei zum Beispiel dem Dio-Ende gesehen, da war so ein komplett roter Mond am Himmel, also Mondfinsternis. Heißt das, da ist jetzt einfach eine andere Mondfinsternis und wir waren sehr lange eingeschlossen oder gibt es da noch irgendwelche anderen Sachen, die nicht ganz stimmen können? Also, es ist verwirrend. Ansonsten haben wir hier aber auch was Interessantes erfahren. Beziehungsweise wir haben ein interessantes Gespräch mit einem Golem gehabt. Mit einem Golem, der nachher auch einfach nur Golem hieß. Also, es ist schon sehr lustig, diese Nummer. Aber erklären wir mal kurz ein bisschen, was ist jetzt passiert oder was war da für ein Gespräch? Hat ein bisschen was erzählt über das chinesische Zimmer, was ein sehr interessantes Gedankenexperiment ist, womit man eigentlich sagen kann, hey, egal wie gut etwas zum Beispiel den Turing-Test besteht, wir haben keinerlei Sicherheit, dass eine Maschine tatsächlich ein Bewusstsein hat, was ich sehr interessant finde. Und ansonsten war da aber auch noch ein bisschen mehr bei. So wurde zum Beispiel auch erwähnt, ja, im Grunde sehen die Golems so ein bisschen aus wie Skelette, weil sie Skelette sind, hieß es. Denn es gäbe da auch etwas, nämlich künstliches biologisches Gewebe, das dann halt auch wirklich aussieht wie Haut und Muskulatur und hat so ein paar Haare und Pickelchen und was nicht sonst noch alles, wurde gesagt. Und dann hat halt einen Satz gesagt, bevor er abgeschaltet wurde vom System, weil er wohl zu viel gesagt hatte, nämlich right in the middle of. Was auch immer er damit gemeint hat. Theorien dürfen gerne genannt werden. Es ist äußerst, äußerst, äußerst interessant, wenn man mich fragt. Aber gut, machen wir weiter. Wir haben nämlich gleich jetzt wieder eine Wahl zu treffen. So, 45 minutes remain, denn es hat wieder jemanden Ambidex Room geöffnet. What the hell?
Someone on the other team must have opened it.
Shit. Why would they do that?
We have to hurry.
Right, let's go. Ach ja, ich muss vielleicht für die Leute, die tatsächlich zufällig reinstolpern, erklären, das Spiel ist komplett auf Englisch. Es ist halt eine Visual Novel und aus irgendeinem Grund werden Visual Novels nicht auf Deutsch übersetzt. Ich habe keine Ahnung warum. Vor allem, weil diese Reihen eine gar nicht so kleine Fangemeinde haben. Das Einzige, was ich in diesem Spiel lästig finde, ist, dass man die ganze Zeit halt diese Transition Screens hat und die auch nicht überspringen kann. Oder kann ich hier auf Skip gehen? Nö. Kann ich nicht. Was soll der Mist? Das wird ja sonst auch immer geskippt, wenn man die Möglichkeit hat. Das ist ja also nicht einfach zum Ladebildschirm kaschieren oder sowas. Das ist halt einfach mit drin. We pushed through the magenta door and ran into the warehouse. There stood Phi, Dio, and K. Hey. What the hell, guys?
Why did you open the AB gate before everyone got back?
I apologize. We only turned away for a moment.
Dio opened it.
You got a problem with that?
Of course we do.
Why? I don't remember us all promising we wouldn't open the thing until everyone showed up.
This isn't about promises. Are you stupid or just an asshole?
Probably both. We were able to get back here in time. But what about the others? Tenmyoji, Quark, and Clover are still out there somewhere. What were you planning to do if they didn't get back in time?
Nothing. Why would I have to do anything? Didn't you hear the voice? Anybody who doesn't get back in time to vote just gets their vote automatically set to ally. Seems pretty straightforward to me. So what if they don't get back in time?
Ach, dann schon ist das Video geschrieben, weil ich gehe davon aus, dass 6 unserer 9 Knallköpfe keine Menschen, sondern Maschinen wie Robo-Tenmyoji. Interessante Idee. Okay, der Kommentar wurde mir bisher gar nicht angezeigt. Muss ich mal... Moment. Wozu habe ich denn jetzt hier das offen? Moment. Ich müsste doch eigentlich auf meinem Kanal dann mir meine Kommentare anzeigen lassen können. Habe ich das übersehen oder wurde es mir einfach nicht angezeigt? 6 von 9. Da wäre jetzt die Frage, wer wären denn die 3, die keine sind? So, Kommentare bitte. Ah, hier. Oh, einerseits, dass man den Trick von Clover Mayan voraussah. Ja, das ist definitiv wahr. Jetzt, also von der Tonaufnahme wissen wir, dass 6 Leute in dem Testzentrum gestorben sind, worauf 6 Milliarden weitere folgten. Einerseits können unsere neuen Helden die Testgruppe zum Nevada-Testzentrum sein. Ähnlich wie im Folgen Nein, eine Gruppe auf der Gigante, eine andere in der Wüste stationiert. 6 Leute mit komischem Kleidungsstil sind eigentlich Roboter, bestehend aus den biologischen Komponenten. Okay. Ah, ja, wäre eine Option. Okay, andere Zeitlinie des Virus schon früher ausbauen. Auf jeden Fall interessante Theorie. Jetzt, okay, Luna vermutlich menschlich wird vermutlich. Okay, gut. Kann sein.
They'll all get set to ally and all 3 of them will get 2 BP. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Tenmyoji's only got 1 BP. I figure he'll be pretty happy to get 2 more. And that'll put Quark and Clover up close to 9. So that's not too bad for them either. In other words, they ought to be thanking me.
Didn't you guys find a note?
What? What's this?
We found it in our safe. Read it.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. What the hell, man? This wasn't in our room. Back me up here, guys.
He's right.
There was no such note in our safe.
Oh, well, damn. That's a bummer. I'd never have opened the gate if I'd known about this.
Als ob dir das irgendjemand abkauft, Dio. Ach ja, übrigens, über Dio könnte man natürlich sagen, der hat ja zumindest in seinem Ende erklärt, dass er wohl ein Klon von irgendjemandem ist, also... Ich sag mal, es wäre unwahrscheinlich, dass Dio eine Maschine ist, oder? Vor allem, weil er als Saboteur in das Spiel eingeschleust wurde. Really?
Of course.
I'm worried about the others. If time runs out,
They'll be penalized, yes.
I know. Quark is part of that team. Maybe something happened with him.
He seemed a little off before we headed into the chromatic doors.
This is bad.
Hey. Wait a minute. Where's Alice? She was here just a minute ago. It took me only a moment to spot her. She was several yards away and kneeling down to look at something on the floor. What she was looking at, I couldn't tell. I was about to head over and see what was going on when... Ah, die anderen haben es auch geschafft. Whoa. Hey, guys.
Quark! Has Quark been here?
Did something happen to him?
He disappeared!
Disappeared? What do you mean?
I mean, he's gone! We can't find him anywhere!
When was the last time you saw him?
We were heading back here.
Tenmyoji and I went into the lounge, but Quark didn't follow us.
We turned around and started calling for him, but
When he didn't respond, we ran back the way we'd come.
And you couldn't find him?
right.
We thought maybe he just hadn't seen us go into the lounge.
So we checked the crew quarters and the infirmary.
But he wasn't there either.
All right. We need to split up. If we can't find him in any of the Floor A rooms, we'll move to Floor B.
Okay. I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead.
Right, you do that. Also die übliche Suche nach Quark. Hey, Quark! Quark! He's not here. I checked both rooms.
He's not in the other two either. There's no one here.
Tenmyoji and Kea in the lounge, and Dio and Luna should be checking the infirmary.
Right. Okay, let's leave that to them and head to Floor B.
Ist aber auch irgendwie ein häufigeres Plot-Device, dass Quark verschwunden ist und gesucht werden muss, damit gewisse dramatische Situationen nicht sofort aufgelöst werden können. Das passiert irgendwie häufiger in dem Spiel. You ran through the red door with Dio and Kay, right?
Yeah, so?
What was on the other side of that door?
You want to see it?
Yeah. Maybe Quark went there.
Fine. Follow me.
Ach, Pantry, das Nahrungsmittellager. This is...
The pantry.
Pantry?
That drawer over there is stuffed with processed food. Wasn't half bad, actually.
You ate it?
Yeah. There was some paella, nasi goreng, schnitzel, yukejang, borscht, and tom kha gai. Oh, and I ate the chef's pasta, too.
That's a lot of food.
Can't help it. I'm a growing girl.
How old are you?
20, I think.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just stop. I don't even know where to start here. 1. By the time you hit 20, you're done growing. 2. You think you should be old enough to know how old you are. 3. How on earth are you 20? You look like you're 13 if you're a day. I can't believe you're only 2 years younger than me.
Now that's funny. You must have done a lot of drugs to look like that at 22.
Harter Spruch, oder? Sehr harter Spruch. Oh, give me a break, you little punk.
Don't call me little. I'm an adult, you dried up asshole.
Ugh. Fine, whatever. So this place has enough food to keep people alive for a few years, huh? Looks like this stuff isn't going to expire anytime soon.
Yeah, the use-by date is about 100 years from now.
How about water?
There's a tank over there. It looks like they're pulling it out of some kind of well.
Is it safe?
Well, since Dio isn't rolling around on the floor in agonizing pain, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's okay.
You made him drink it to make sure it was safe?
I guess you could say that.
So you ate all the food without a second thought, but the water struck you as possibly dangerous.
No, I was careful with the food too. Dio had some of it first, and it seemed fine, so I... Oh, I almost forgot.
What?
I ate something else! Twice cooked pork!
Oh, for God's sake! Why the hell are you shouting about that? Jetzt, wow, die beiden sind einfach ein gemachtes Paar. Ja, das fanden viele, die das Spiel gespielt haben. Wait a minute. Twice cooked pork?
What is it?
Well, that just reminded me of something. Das hatten wir doch mit dem chinesischen Zimmer, ne?
Reminded you of what?
This might seem hard to believe it.
Bullshit.
Oh, come on, at least let me tell you first. Alright. I explained how we'd found a room called the Golem Bay on the other side of the green door, and how we'd met a robot there named Golem, who told a very interesting story.
I see. So the Golem guy was turned off just when he was about to tell you something.
Yeah,
So the last thing he said was, see you right in the middle of...
yeah.
Right in the middle. Middle could be from Middle Kingdom, which is another name for China.
Well, this was utterly pointless.
Really? I don't think so.
Please explain.
Well, maybe he was trying to say that this game is like the Chinese room. In other words... Sigma! Phi! There you are! I've been looking all over for you!
What's going on?
Something bad. Something really bad.
Well, come on, spill it.
Alice is... Just come with me. She's in the crew quarters.
Jetzt interessanterweise ohne, dass man vorher nochmal zeigt, hey, guck mal, hier geht eine Aufzugtür auf und zu. What? No. This isn't real. All I could hear were Zero's words echoing in my ears. Your heart stops, your bracelet comes off. If you've never been in turbulence, it's hard to explain. You feel the sudden alien weightlessness of a long fall, and for just a moment you're painfully aware of the fact that you are thousands of feet above the earth in a flimsy machine made by fallible men, kept aloft by a scientific principle that nobody actually understands. If you've never seen a friend dead, it's hard to explain, but it's a little like that. I knelt down beside Alice's body and pressed a shaking hand to her throat. No pulse. Her skin had already turned pale. The thing in front of me looked like a human being, but it wasn't being human any longer. Why had this happened? I knelt there for several long moments, staring blankly ahead. My throat burned and my chest was tight, but I forced myself to take 3 progressively calmer breaths, then stood. I clenched my fist, took one last breath, and turned. Who found her first?
Me. I was looking for Quark on floor B and couldn't find him. So I came back here and, well, you know the rest. Hey, what's that look supposed to mean? You better not be thinking I did it.
Well, suspicion often falls on the first to discover a crime.
Fuck that. She'd already been murdered when I got here.
How do you know she was murdered?
What? Come on, it's obvious. She's got a knife sticking out of her chest. Does that look like an accident or a suicide to you?
How do you know the weapon was a knife?
What?
All you can see from here is the handle. For all you know, it could have been an ice pick or some kind of tool.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true, but I mean, come on. Who wouldn't look at that and assume it's a knife? And it's not fair to suspect someone just because they happen to be the first one to find the body. If you want to be like that, then the last person to see Alice is the person you should be looking at.
Das hat gerade so ein bisschen was von Among Us, oder? Diese Diskussion.
Who was the last person to see her? I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead. Alice, why? This wasn't supposed to happen. You promised me we'd catch them together. Don't do this.
Clover.
I can't trust them anymore. It could have been any one of them. They killed you, Alice. I can't forgive them for that. I'm going to get revenge. I'll find out who killed you. And I'll...
Hey, Clover.
Shut up! Don't you talk to me! I'm sorry, Alice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. Before anyone could say anything, she turned and ran out of the room.
Wait! Clover, come back!
Tenmyoji took off in pursuit, and I made to follow when...
It's pointless. Even if you caught up to her, she'd never tell you anything. Think it through. There are two possibilities. Either Clover killed her, or she didn't. If the former is true, then I doubt she would confess. If the latter is true, then I imagine she'll be just as reticent. After all, Alice and Clover seem to know each other. In fact, they seem quite close. It seems safe to assume that Clover is currently very suspicious of all of us.
Clover is in Cleaver-Mode all over again. Ja, das ist eine sehr gute Beschreibung aktuell. Clover ist gerade wieder so ein bisschen... Ich glaube, der Trope-Name dafür ist X-Crazy tatsächlich.
I doubt she would open up to anyone right now.
You seem pretty calm. Did you do it?
Not again. Well, if you really want to suspect me, please, go ahead. I'm beginning to feel rather accustomed to it. I would ask you to consider my motive for killing Alice. Specifically, the fact that I have none.
Well, yes, but none of us do. None of us have ever met Alice before, right? So why would we want to kill her?
You are correct. But only if the murder had a motive beyond, well, murder.
What do you mean?
Do you remember when we found the old woman? It seemed clear that her killer was Zero Senior, and that they were one of us. There is every reason to think the same person murdered Alice. Perhaps this person plans to kill us one by one.
Stimmt, wir haben immer noch nicht rausgefunden, wer denn eigentlich Zero sein soll. Aus der Runde. Gibt's da schon Vermutungen?
Perhaps the entire nonary game is just window dressing. Perhaps the only reason we are here is so that Zero Senior can kill us at his leisure, in a world of his own creation.
Why would anyone do such a horrible thing?
Presumably, because they enjoy killing. Zero Senior seems to be rather disturbed.
Hold on a minute. That doesn't mean they're one of us. There could be a 10th person hiding out somewhere.
No.
Well, why not?
There's no way Zero Jr. wouldn't notice that. And if he did notice, I really don't think he'd just let something like that slide.
But isn't Zero Jr. just an AI without a body? What could he do?
Maybe. But Zero Senior has a body. You think they'd really just let a 10th unwanted participant just run around murdering people?
Well, what if the 10th person is Zero Senior?
Not possible. At least not so long as we assume Zero Jr.'s statement to be the truth. Do you remember? He made it quite clear that the real Zero was one of us.
I thought about what Kay had said. If the killer was Zero Senior, then who could be the killer? Dio? Luna? Kay, perhaps? Or maybe Clover? There was always Tenmyoji. Fi, maybe? No, it couldn't be her. I had been with Fi the whole time, and we were looking for Quark. There's no way she could have slipped away to stab Alice in the chest. Wait a minute. There was one person I'd forgotten. Quark. It seemed a little bit of a stretch to think a kid could kill someone of Alice's size, though. That meant there were 5 real suspects. Dio, Luna, Kay, Clover, and Tenmyoji. Where had Quark gone?
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Apparently Zero doesn't feel like this is worth stopping the game for. A blunt but effective way to make the point.
What do you mean?
We should get to the warehouse. It seems clear he feels no compunction about killing us, should we disobey the rules. As such, I recommend we follow them.
Jetzt, oder es war tatsächlich Selbstmord, auch ein interessanter Punkt. The others filed out of the room. I turned to face Alice. Alice. I'll find out who did this to you. Da habe ich außerdem jetzt gerade... I felt my stomach settle back into its normal configuration, and the fire in my chest melted the icy hand from my spine. Nee, das war jetzt gerade, was hier steht. Ja, I found out who... Ich habe kurz gedacht, ich hätte was übersprungen aus Versehen. Egal. Irgendwas ist mit meinem Kopf heute nicht in Ordnung. I stood up straight, gave Alice one last nod, and walked after the others, leaving my regrets lying on the cold floor. Jetzt in den anderen 2 Zeitlinien bringt Alice Luna um, die sie aufhalten will. Na, ist eine Möglichkeit.
Hey, look. 2 of the AB gates are closed already.
Also ich sag halt nichts dazu, was einige Zeitlinien angeht. Ich weiß ja, was jeweils abläuft und was passiert, weil ich spiele das Ganze ja nicht blind, aber es ist so ein herrlicher, wie soll man sagen, wenn man mal das eigene Hirn auf links gedreht bekommen möchte, ist diese Reihe einfach grandios. Mal ganz davon abgesehen, dass einige meiner lieblingsenglischen Synchronsprecher damit sprechen, aber das ist eine andere Geschichte.
Probably Tenmyoji and Clover.
Wasn't he a pair? Doesn't Quark need to go with him?
As long as one person in each pair is there, it should be okay.
Sharing their destiny, huh?
Pretty much.
That's good news for you, Sigma. After all, you're a pair, but your partner is... well, I'd rather not say it.
Yeah. I know.
Good luck for you, huh, Luna?
What? I don't understand what you mean.
Well, if Alice was still alive, you'd have a hard time choosing Betray. She only had 1 BP left. If you'd picked Betray, you could have killed her. Of course, that's not really a problem now.
Stop that, Dio. I would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent, and I trust him.
Really?
Haha. Now this is interesting. If one of you guys picks Betray, we are gonna get a show.
Dio!
Ignore him. How do you and Phi plan to vote?
You even gotta ask? Ally. Of course. Right, Phi?
I don't know about that. It's a difficult question.
What?
Well, if we choose ally and Kay chooses the opposite, then he'll have 9 points. He can go through the number 9 door whenever he wants. But it's not as simple as just choosing Betray either. If Kay decides to ally for some reason, then you'd end up with 9 points.
So we should both choose Ally. Seems easy to me.
You're planning on betraying me, aren't you, Dio? As soon as you go through that door, it will be only the two of you in that room. I've no doubt you could overpower Phi, if you had the desire to.
Oh, give me a little credit. No one has more gentle points than me. You think someone of my stature would resort to violence? The nerve.
Sagt der die alte Frau umgebracht hat.
What?
This is just a thought, but why don't all of you promise to choose betray? Then you wouldn't have to worry about anything. If you knew the other person was going to betray you, you'd have no choice but to do the same.
That seems pretty negative for you, Luna.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize for. We appreciate your suggestion and we'll take it into consideration. But unfortunately, I don't think it's a very good idea. See, my goal is to beat this game.
But Phi...
Maybe that wasn't the best way to put it. When I say I want to beat it, I mean defeat it. Completely. I want to get us all out of here. We haven't beat the nonary game until we're all out of this place. I guess we won't all be getting out anymore, though.
Oh, you mean Alice.
Yeah. At any rate, all of us choosing betray every time is hardly ideal. We'd never escape.
Then what are you going to do?
Kay needs to choose ally. It's the only way.
How will you make sure I do that? I have no guarantee that she'll choose ally as well.
Would you do it if I could give you that guarantee?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
You promise?
Yes.
Good. Let's do this. Dio!
Huh?
There's someone behind you.
What?
The moment Dio turned his head, Phi was off. With seemingly superhuman strength, she leapt through the air across the room and through the AB gate.
What the fuck? You bitch! God damn it, Phi! Open this fucking door!
He pounded on the door, screaming, but it showed no signs of opening again.
Fuck!
Jetzt, wow, Phi, lügen kannst du richtig gut. Auch ein interessanter Spruch. Mal schauen, ob sie überhaupt gelogen hat. He gave the door one last slam for good measure, then ran to the next open one.
Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner. Members of a pair cannot vote in separate rooms.
What? Why the fuck not? This is against the rules. How am I supposed to vote? This is bullshit.
I see. This is how Phi can guarantee her choice. Dio can't vote now, so the chance that Phi will choose ally just went way up. After all, if you pick ally and she betrays you, then...
Dio will have 9 points.
Exactly.
But don't you think Phi might be worried that Kay will break his promise? After all, if he can be pretty sure that Phi is going to choose ally, then...
You needn't worry. Her plan is very clever. I will definitely choose ally.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
We don't have much time left. Let's go.
Right.
Okay. Sigma? You are going to choose ally, right?
Das ist jetzt die Entscheidung, die getroffen werden muss. Das geht an den Chat. Er sagt, sie wolle alle rausbringen, wir wissen aber, dass sie durchaus auch allein abhauen würde. Ja, das hatten wir tatsächlich schon an einem Ende. Oder auf einem Weg zu einem Ende. Of course. We both have 5 BP right now. Even if I did betray you, I'd only get 3 points. That's not enough to escape. So I'd have to wait until the next round anyway. Make sense?
Oh, I see.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Never mind. Anyway, you promised. You have to choose ally.
Right. I will. So. Vertrauen wir Luna? Verbünden wir uns? Hintergehen wir sie? Was machen wir?
Seconds remain until polling closes.
Wie viele Punkte hat Luna gerade? Luna hat 5. Das Ganze hier... Moment, ich zeig mal kurz in der Linie, wo wir sind. Das ist ja die Zeitlinie, in der wir erstmal mit Luna zusammen durch die Magenta-Tür gegangen sind, dann Ally gewählt haben. Beide sind jetzt bei 5 Punkten. Danach nochmal zusammen mit Luna durch die grüne Tür. Und jetzt sind wir hier. Beide haben 5. Now, what am I going to do? Well, I guess there isn't really any question. After all, I promised Luna that I'd pick Ally. But what if she was lying to me?
I would have chosen Ally regardless.
Jetzt, dann nehmen wir das schnelle Ende. Was soll das heißen? Betray. Oh, okay. Gut, meinetwegen.
I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent. And I trust him.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ich möchte kurz anmerken, das ist nicht unbedingt ein schnelles Ende, weil, naja, auch Sigma hat nur 5 Punkte, damit kommt man auf 8, wenn überhaupt. Aber gut. Wenn die Entscheidung getroffen ist, dann nehme ich jetzt Betray.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Jetzt habe ich ein schlechtes Gewissen. Aber gut, Quark hat 9 Punkte. Was eigenartig ist, aber gut.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Sigma, why? You promised. How could you? Why won't you say something? At least give me an excuse. Say you wanted to protect everybody, or you slipped and hit the wrong button. Anything. I don't care if it's a lie. Just say something. I can't trust you anymore, can I? I see. All right then. You did it so that you could get more points, right?
I wanted to say no, but I couldn't. She was right. I shut my eyes and turned away.
I trusted you. Goodbye.
Luna's face twisted as she spun away, but not before I saw tears glistening in the corners of her eyes. My heart sank into my stomach like a lump of lead. I'd lost something very precious. Like they say, trust takes years to build up, but only a second to break. Jetzt beide Enden sind hier recht kurz laut Flowchart. Nicht unbedingt. Ich möchte kurz anmerken, es gibt Stellen, dann wird hier noch was angefügt. Und es gibt Stellen, wo auch später noch Entscheidungen kommen. Das hier sind so ein paar Sachen, wo man weiß, da kommt jetzt mehr. Es gibt immer Stellen, wo auch mehr passieren kann. Wo zum Beispiel dann nochmal so ein Roadblock passieren kann. Ich kann zum Beispiel sagen, hier kommt noch ein bisschen mehr als nur das. Also es gibt einige Stellen, die noch mehr zu bieten haben. So. If I could only have taken that second back. But that was impossible. Life only moves in one direction, and you only get to make your choice once. The past is the past, and it stays there.
Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to look for Quark.
Hey! Wait!
Jetzt, okay, mal sehen, aber so haben wir die depressiv machenden Entscheidungen langsam hinter uns. Ein sehr guter Kommentar. Clover yelled after him, but Tenmyoji ignored her and continued toward the magenta door. She glared at his receding back and muttered something under her breath. Something must have happened between them.
Tenmyoji, you're going to go look for Quark, right?
Yeah. So?
I want to help.
No thanks.
Really?
Much as I'd like to say that, I need all the help I can get. Think you can give me a hand?
Of course. Let's go.
They headed off through the magenta door together. Clover was left standing by herself, brows furrowed and head down, deep in thought. Then suddenly she stood up straight and took off through the cyan door. I turned and saw that only Phi and Kay were left. Where's Dio?
He went off toward the yellow door while you and Luna were talking.
He just walked out?
Yes. He did check the results before he left.
I bet he wasn't very happy. If I had chosen Betray, he'd be sitting pretty with 9 BP right now.
I imagine he would. Fortunately, Phi is much too clever for that. That was why I chose Ally. It was an easy decision.
But if you'd betrayed her, then you'd have been able to get out of here.
Perhaps. But I made a promise to Phi.
A promise, huh? Were you really sure Kay wouldn't betray you?
Of course not, I'm not an idiot. I didn't really have a choice, though. The only option was to trust him.
That's so.
Yeah. Don't you think that's important? Trusting someone, I mean. Alright. We should go and look for Quark, too.
Jetzt interessant, dass Clover Ally wählte und Tenmyoji Betray. Hätte es andersrum vermutet. Ja? Ist tatsächlich eine Sache, die man vielleicht anders erwartet. Vor allem jetzt gerade mit Clovers Stress. Aber irgendwas ist zwischen den beiden vorgefallen.
Indeed. Best we split up, wouldn't you say?
We did say, and each one of us left for a different area of the facility. I took the magenta door. Phi went to the yellow door. And Kay took the cyan door. Tja. Die Frage ist, wo ist Quark? But no matter how hard I looked, Quark was nowhere to be found. Eventually I decided to head back to the warehouse. Tenmyoji? What's going on? You found Quark?
Wouldn't be here if I hadn't.
Where was he?
Like I'm gonna tell you that.
What? Did I do something wrong?
You broke your promise to Luna. I don't like people who break promises.
There was no rebuttal for that. Well, I'm glad you found him.
Ha! Oh, you got some balls saying that, acting like you give a shit about him.
Is he okay? He looks tired.
He's just sleeping. Seems somebody shot him up with some kind of anesthetic.
Someone? Who?
Hell if I know.
Ja, wir haben ja zum Beispiel Quark auch einmal gefunden, da lag er dann in einem dieser Treatment Pods und wir wussten bisher nicht, wer den da reingelegt hat, woher das kam.
And honestly, I don't really care anymore.
Why not?
Quark's safe. Now, all I have to do is get him out of here, and this'll all be over.
Wait. You make it sound like you can get out right now.
I can. Well, he can.
How?
Didn't you see the results? Quark's PP is...
9.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have him pull the lever and open the number 9 door?
Yeah. Of course, he's gonna need my help to do that.
But what about you? You've only got 4 BP. Even if you can get the door open, you'll...
3! Now, maybe some of you are thinking. You're thinking, oh ho! If my BP is too low, then I'll just have someone with enough BP open the door. And I'll just slip through when it's open. Well, that's not gonna happen. If you think you can be sneaky, well...
Think I don't know that? Doesn't matter, though. So long as Quark is safe, then I...
My guard was down. I barely even saw him move. It wasn't until pain exploded in my stomach that I realized Temiyoji had kicked me. I let out a strained sort of wheeze and collapsed to the floor. Blinking against the pain, I managed to find Temiyoji again. He'd maneuvered Quark after the number 9 door. Stop! Temiyoji! Moving made me retch, and before I could recover and call out again, he'd done it. Ich möchte kurz anmerken zu dieser Roboter-Theorie. Also zumindest ist es so, dass Sigma augenscheinlich offensichtlich sowas hat wie Schmerzen und Übelkeit. Tenmyoji's hand pressed Quarks against the lever. Allerdings muss man natürlich auch sagen, auch Gorm hatte zumindest sowas wie Schmerzen. He looked back at me over his shoulder.
Sorry. Door's almost open, so it's time I was on my way.
Temiyoji, don't be an idiot. If you go through there, you'll...
Believe me, I know. But I gotta stay with him as long as I can. Couldn't live with myself if I just tossed him out there unconscious, you know?
Then stay here.
Can't do that.
Why not?
There's a killer here. It's too dangerous. I can't take that risk with Quark's life.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
See ya.
Temiyoji, wait! Don't do this. Temiyoji! Temiyoji! Tja.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
That was how it ended. Had Tenmyoji died? Had Quark escaped? I didn't know. I laid my hand gently against my aching stomach and stared up at the ceiling. Faint approaching footsteps echoed through the warehouse. One of them was a killer. Whatever. It didn't matter anymore. I was never going to see the outside world again. Perhaps it would be better if I just let them kill me. I lay back and closed my eyes. Jo. Hier war es jetzt ein schnelles Ende, mehr oder minder. So. Dann schauen wir mal. Wo können wir jetzt Sachen anders machen? Wir könnten entweder jetzt hier Ally statt Betray wählen. Wir könnten... Moment. Ich finde es immer komisch, dass man nichts über die Ereignisse im Inneren erfährt, sobald jemand anders die neuen Tür öffnet. Ah ja, es würde wahrscheinlich ein bisschen zu viel spoilern. So, hier kommen wir momentan nicht weiter, weil wir Informationen nicht haben, die wir brauchen. Hier könnte man bei dieser Route, wo wir mit Tenmyoji durch 2 Türen gegangen sind, einmal nachdem er uns verraten hat, nochmal durch die blaue Tür. Hier könnte man dann Ally wählen, anstatt Betray, und schauen, wo es da weitergeht. Wir könnten aber auch direkt hier schon durch eine andere Tür gehen. Oder wir könnten hier Betray wählen statt Ally. Jetzt ist nicht, dass Tenmyoji alles erzählt, was er weiß, oder dass man Quark sucht. Aber ja, so wie du gesagt hast, Spoiler, genau. Ja, dann hier fehlt eine Info. Dann könnte man hier noch durch die grüne Tür gehen. Oder man könnte hier Betray wählen. So. Welchen Pfad wollen wir beschreiten? Wollen wir einfach da bleiben, wo wir waren? Oder wollen wir ganz woanders hin? So viele Möglichkeiten. Nehmen wir das andere Tenmyoji-Ende. Okay, gut, also hier stattdessen Ally. Die Frage ist, ob das denn das andere Tenmyoji-Ende ist. So. Ja. Start, wir kennen das Ganze. Skip. Die Nummer mit dem I'll listen to anything you say. Ally. So, komm. Scheiß auf Clovers Verführungsversuche. Der kann man nicht vertrauen. So.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
So. Das hat doch schon mal gut funktioniert.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Looks like you managed to trust me.
Well, it seems like I made the right choice.
Only did what I said I would.
You really helped me out. Thanks.
I could say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I'd told you I'd listen to anything you said. Oh well, Whatever.
She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. Across the room, Dio and Pi were already confronting one another over their own results.
You tried to kill me and Luna. Can't say I'm surprised.
Ah, don't give me that. You know exactly what I was doing. I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick Ally. You'd defend yourself with Betray, just like I would. Wait, where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where Alice went too?
Alice? No, she went into one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left, somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan door.
Oh.
She left the warehouse?
Indeed.
Without even checking the results?
Correct. There was little reason to check them.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Indeed.
And you two still choose Ally. Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
If you say so. Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
Oh, das finde ich ist ein sehr schöner Satz.
Where did Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired.
Oh, jetzt, übrigens versprach Clover ja allem zuzuhören, was wir sagen würden. An dieser Stelle holt Sigma einfach seine Sammlung aus selbstgeschriebenen Fanfictions raus. Versprochen ist versprochen. Oh nein! Oh. Na, wir wissen, dass einige Fanfictions ja sehr erfolgreiche Bücher geworden sind. Leider. Und streng genommen sogar eine Fanfiction zu einer Fanfiction, wenn man es mal ganz genau nimmt. Einfachstes Beispiel Stephanie Meyer beispielsweise, also die Twilight-Autorin, die hat ja ursprünglich Fanfictions geschrieben und viele sagen, man merkt es ihrem Stil auch einfach an. Sie schreibt in einem Fanfiction-Stil. Und dann kam 50 Shades of Grey, was ursprünglich eine Twilight-Fanfiction war. Also eine Fanfiction zu etwas, was wahrscheinlich auch irgendwie mal in Grundzügen als Fanfiction angefangen hat. Wo ich mir einfach denke, wie kann es sein, dass sowas so hässliche Blüten treibt? Uah. Also ich habe nichts gegen BDSM, ich habe was gegen 50 Shades of Grey, weil das halt einfach so geschrieben ist von einer Person, die keine Ahnung vom Thema hat. Aber gut, ich bin auch kein Experte, aber trotzdem. Weiter im Text.
Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
An ominous rumble filled the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want?
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times. If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Das ist, glaube ich, Phi. Ist das Clover? Das ist der Miyoji. Okay, das ist einfach. Das ist Kay. Jetzt. Oh wow, wir erleben echt mal Runde 3. Ja. Das müsste Sigma selbst sein. Nee, das ist Sigma. Wer war das dann eben? Dio? Ja. Huh? It looks like all the colors are weird. Clover's a cyan pair and Phi's a magenta pair, but Tenmyoji's a yellow pair.
The 3 solos are red, green, and blue. K's red, Dio's green, And you're blue.
Then how are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? I think they're gonna be white this time.
Oh, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
You should have seen them then too, Phi.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Yeah, so lay it on us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Phi nodded and began to explain. Option A. Tenmyoji, yellow, and me, blue, would form one group. Phi, magenta, and Dio, green, would form another group. Clover, cyan, and K, red, would form the third.
Huh? Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah. There's no other way we can group up to make white.
Da ist jetzt die Frage, wer die letzte Person in unserem Team dann ist. Alice? Quark? Oder Luna?
Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, so we don't know for sure what their colors are. But it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
So they'll be yellow, magenta, and cyan, right?
Right.
Alright, what now? We've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
Yeah, about an hour it looks like.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Clover gave her a shrug, and the two of them headed out through the cyan door.
Do I really need to say it?
The infirmary, right? You're going to go check on Quark.
Yeah.
He gave me a nod and trotted out through the yellow door. That left only three of us. Dio, Kay, and myself. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad. Well, I'm out. Later.
With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay, okay. You don't have to tell me your life story. See ya.
The conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it. All right. What should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Of course. I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run down the hallway and toward the infirmary. So, jetzt hab ich's. Huh? There's nobody here. The room was completely empty. I edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was. Tenmyoji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture? He must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But all the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be. Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Oh mein Gott, es ist Olaf Scholz. Entschuldigung, da musste jetzt sein. Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something, alright? You remember so much you told me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you? You sure you want that?
Hey, come on, you don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Before I could, Fi exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice is...
Irgendwie habe ich ein Déjà-vu.
Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
Without waiting for a response, Fi spun around and ran back out of the room. Tenmyoji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. Alice! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. It felt as if I'd walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No. Why did this happen? Hier kann man jetzt mal darauf achten, das, was jetzt in ihrer Brust steckt, ist was anderes. I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. Oh, ist jetzt auch schon geschrieben worden, aber die Waffe ist diesmal anders. My legs began to buckle and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down. Calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Then at last I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No. No, it's not true. Why? Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest and my stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the Nonary Games participants, except of course for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this? Say something! Answer me!
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed.
Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover. Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves! Oh, I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you? It wasn't just one killer. It was 6! No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend, or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards! You're all going to die just like she did!
Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7,
Clover!
6, 5, 4,
Clover!
3, 2, 1!
Und jetzt muss ich wieder ein bisschen grinsen. To be continued. Wir müssen also einen Weg finden, Clover zu überzeugen, dass das, naja, is there proof it wasn't murder? Das ist Log Number 2. Ich schau mal kurz, ist das bisher, ja, Log Number 1, Number 2. Jetzt haben wir hier, glaube ich, noch ist das Log Number 4 und das hier ist, glaube ich, Log Number 6, oder? Ne, Log Number 8. Okay. Aber gut, da ist jetzt die Frage, wo geht's jetzt hin? Also, ich gehe nochmal kurz durch. Wir könnten hier bei dem Pfad mit Luna dann einmal Ally wählen. Wir könnten... Ne, hier haben wir alles. Wir könnten hier statt durch die blaue Tür durch die andere gehen, die zur Auswahl steht. Wir könnten Tenmyoji verraten und dann einen komplett neuen Weg gehen. Wir könnten hier durch die grüne Tür gehen. Oder wir könnten hier Fei verraten, anstatt zu verbünden. Oh wow, wenn alle unter einer Decke stecken würden, dann müssten sie nicht so tun, als wäre es keine. Es dreht sich nicht immer um dich, Clover, ja. Ich würde mal sagen, wenn vor deinen Augen eine gute Freundin getötet, oder nicht getötet wurde, aber wenn du vor deinen Augen siehst, eine gute Freundin ist tot, dann, ich glaube, dann drehen viele Leute ein bisschen durch. Aber gut, wo geht's hin? Mal Fei verraten, okay. Die Stelle also. So. So. Wie das Gespräch mit Luna, dass es sich durchaus auch lohnen könnte zu verraten. Selbst bei Skips sehen wir dieses langsam runterzählen. Warum? Ach, egal. Betray. Ach ja, das ist ja auch noch in der Zeitlinie, in der die Bomben gelegt wurden. Und eine andere Kleinigkeit etwas anders ist tatsächlich. Die bisher aber noch niemandem aufgefallen ist. Luna and I stepped out of the RIB room a little later than the others. They were already gathered in front of the projection, awaiting the announcement of the results.
So, you chose betray.
Yeah.
Did you do it to protect yourself? Were you worried that Phi might choose betray?
That's a good question.
Huh?
I'm honestly not sure myself why I did it.
Well, we should go see the results. I want to see how Kay and Clover voted.
Right. Let's go then.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Well played, Sigma. I guess a promise means a lot to you.
I had nothing to say. She was right. I'd broken a promise.
Why did you do it? Nothing to say? I guess I misjudged you. I thought you were better than this. That was not a smart move, Sigma. I won't forget this. I'll make sure you pay, even if it's the last thing I do. Elapsum semel occasionum, non ipse potest Jupiter reprehendere.
Jetzt, wie fühlt sich das an, Phi? Und jetzt, wir gehen nicht durch die Tür. Ja, das werden wir sehen. Aber übrigens, den Satz finde ich sehr schön von der Bedeutung. Also, elapsam semel occasionem non ipse potest Jupiter reprehendere. Ich weiß nicht, ob sie den jetzt gleich schon erklärt. What's that?
A Latin proverb.
What does it mean?
Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity.
Ja, oder nicht unbedingt finden, sondern eher zurückholen.
Jupiter is a Roman god. Actually, he's kind of the Roman god. He's in charge of all the others. Not even Jupiter, the ruler of the gods, can take back what's been done. You did something bad. You're not gonna get a chance to take it back.
I turned away from Phi. I couldn't stand to look at her anymore. In front of me were Kay and Clover. Their eyes bored into me with cold disapproval, and I looked away. They'd both chosen ally as promised. The only person who'd betrayed anyone was me. The only person with 9 BP was me. Little wonder I wasn't very popular.
What do you intend to do?
You aren't thinking about trying to open the number 9 door, are you?
For a moment I considered the unthinkable. Could I break through them and reach the door? Once I was through, I'd be out of the game and free from their judgment. But... no, I couldn't do that. How could I possibly justify leaving them all behind so I could escape on my own? Why had I chosen betray? In my memory, it seemed like an almost flippant choice, as if I'd just been curious to see what would happen. If betrayal was what I wanted, I should have made that choice with commitment. But there I was, and I couldn't turn back. Even if I didn't try to open the number 9 door, they would all be suspicious of anything I did. Trust is easy to break and hard to repair. Unless I could somehow turn back the clock, I was stuck with the consequences of my actions.
Elapsum semel occasionum, non ipse potest Jupiter reprehendere. Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity.
How could I do something that was beyond the reach of a god? Why hadn't I just chosen ally? What would be happening to me right now? What if... Then Phi spoke and I blinked.
Sigma, we're just doing this to be safe. We can't let you run around with 9 BP. I'm afraid you're going to have to sleep for a little while. Okay?
Huh? I started to turn around, but it was already too late. I felt a heavy hand slam into the back of my neck. And then everything went dark. Yep, sowas gibt's durchaus. Es gibt auch diese Sachen. Und ja, das speichern wir auch mal kurz ab. Heute gehen wir sehr viele schnelle Enden durch, so wie es aussieht. Aber, Moment. So. Zack, Return. Aber gucken wir mal hier. Was haben wir denn hier? Oh Mann. Ja gut, aber das war zu erwarten. Das war wirklich zu erwarten. Da steht er eine Weile doof rum und überlegt. Dann, du weißt schon, dass wir dich hier nicht mit 9 BP einfach rumlaufen lassen können, oder? Hä? Bönk und K.O. Aber jetzt schauen wir mal das hier an. Was haben wir denn hier? Wollen wir uns das vielleicht mal ansehen? Das ist jetzt die Frage. Wir könnten auch woanders hingehen. Aber augenscheinlich haben wir in diesem Game Over etwas erfahren, was wir hier nutzen können. Jetzt, dann stoppen wir Phi auf die gleiche Weise. Willst du es rausfinden? Dann können wir das gerne mal anschauen, ob wir sie auf die gleiche Weise stoppen. Sollen wir? Oder wollen wir woanders hin? Wäre auch eine Möglichkeit. Jo, okay, gut. So, hier.
You chose ally, right?
Oh. Moment, das ist jetzt anders als sonst.
Are you sure that was okay?
Yeah, of course. I did too.
You sound pretty sure of yourself.
Oh, it's not confidence. I already know.
What?
Oh, let's just go have a look, shall we? We'll know pretty quick whether I knew anything or not.
Okay,
Da merkt man, jetzt sagt er was anderes als beim ersten Mal.
let's go.
So, hier müsste jetzt... Nee, skippen kann ich immer noch nicht. Doch, jetzt kann ich wieder skippen. What the hell, Phi? Why'd you choose Betray? You chose Ally before.
I see. So you remember it too? The other round 2.
What? That wasn't even close to the response I'd expected. It felt anticlimactic? Hey, hold on a minute here. You know? You remember how I chose Betray last time in round 2?
Yeah, of course. Why do you think I chose Betray this time? Don't you remember what I said? That I'd make you pay?
Yeah, I do remember that. Then this is you making me pay?
Yes.
Wait. No, that didn't make any sense. Something wasn't right. How could we both know about an earlier round 2? How could there have been an earlier round 2? Was it some sort of alternate history? What the hell was I thinking? That was conspiracy theory shit. Even if there was some sort of alternate timeline or universe or whatever, there was no way I could know what happened in it. No way I could know. At least I didn't think there was any way I could know. But if I could, then how? I remembered Phi choosing ally, then scowling at me when I broke my promise and swearing revenge.
That was not a smart move, Sigma. I won't forget this. I'll make sure you pay, even if it's the last thing I do.
Why did I know that? Perhaps more importantly, why did Phi remember it? What the hell did any of this mean? It had happened before, hadn't it? During round 1 of the AB game, when I was playing against Alice, I'd seen something. Phi and I had chosen Betray. But for some reason I'd seen a reality where we'd chosen Ally instead. Suddenly I realized that I wasn't alone. I looked up to see Luna, Clover and Kay. They all began to speak at once. Das kann man, glaube ich, jetzt...
What happened?
Nee, man kann es immer noch nicht skippen.
Why did you choose Betray, Phi?
Yeah, you're the only one who didn't vote ally.
Phi looked away and scowled. For several long moments her eyes stared off into the distance, and I could also see her mind working. Finally she sighed and spoke.
Right. Well, I've got 9 points now.
Jetzt, ich dachte mir schon, Dio, Fighter, Myoji kommen einfach so durch und niemand hält sie auf, aber bei Sigma erinnern sich alle, dass die Reaction pro Runde, genau. Genau das. Opportunity Attack.
So sorry, but I'm out of here.
Das kann man jetzt skippen. Okay, zu dem Punkt. Ja gut, die versuchen sie ja aufzuhalten, aber dann springt sie irgendwie über alle drüber. Irgendwie kann Phi sehr gut springen. I felt myself speaking before I even knew the words, what the words were. Lapsum semel occasionem non ipse potes Jupiter reprehendere. Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Are you sure this is how you want it to end? What about the nonary game? 0. The bombs. We still don't know the truth about any of it. If you leave now, we never will. Is that really what you want?
Fine.
Phi slowly let go of the lever. Ich würde einfach mal sagen, Phi hat ein paar Level in Mönch und das war einfach mal eine schöne Runde Step of the Wind. Whew. Look, I'm sorry about betraying you. I'm honestly not sure why I did it.
Forget about it. This time you chose ally and I chose betray. I think we're even.
What are you talking about?
When did you betray her? Are you talking about round 1?
No. We aren't talking about round 1, we're...
Just drop it. There's no point. I doubt they'd understand even if you did tell them.
Yeah. You're right.
Huh?
Hmm?
I don't get it.
Well, at least it seems Phi has decided to remain.
You've really changed your mind?
Yeah, I'll stick around a little longer. Like he said, I can't leave until we figured out what's going on.
The AB game will continue until someone opens the number 9 door. If someone reaches 9 BP and doesn't open the door, the game will keep going.
Oh man, that's a relief. Please don't scare us like that again.
The ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh? And that means...
As long as you have the star keys, you can play the AB game as many times as you want.
You probably won't be allowed to play it continuously, however. There's a period of time between when the doors open and when the polling ends.
Based off the last 2 rounds, I think it's about 45 minutes long.
So you can repeat the game over once every 45 minutes or so.
Oh, that's right.
What?
Didn't Zero Jr. say something about that?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Oh yeah. What are your bracelets, guys? Looks like I'm a red solo.
I'm a magenta pair.
Me too.
That means we'll be a team this time. I think we'll do great.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be my partner then? I'm a cyan pair.
They do not appear to be here. I, for instance, am a yellow pair.
What? Wait a second. If Luna and Clover are a magenta pair, I's a cyan pair and Kay's a yellow pair, who the hell am I supposed to partner up with?
The cyan pair, I imagine.
Vi and her mysterious partner.
How do you figure that?
Sigma, what colors are added together to create cyan?
Green and blue, right?
What color would you get by adding your red to that?
Red, green and blue would be white.
Exactly.
So you're saying the next set of chromatic doors are going to be white?
Yes,
How do you know?
because I have seen them. After leaving the archives, we found a warehouse very similar to this one. In it was a set of white doors. Well, to be precise, a set of doors which radiated white light.
Ach, immer diese wundervollen Sequenzen.
Yeah, I saw him too. After we were finished in the garden, we went to the same warehouse he's talking about. They had the same little lock thingies. I'm 100% sure they're the next chromatic doors.
What about the people back in the infirmary? Do they know about the white doors?
Yes. If we exclude Quark from their number, then I believe they do.
I wonder what colors they are.
As far as pairs go, we're missing a cyan and a yellow.
If Sigma's a red solo, then we should have a green solo and a blue solo back in the infirmary.
Well, I'm going back to the infirmary. Kinda worried about Alice and Quark.
I'll go too.
As will I.
Oh, that's right. Wait, guys. There's something I need to tell you.
Huh? What is it?
Go on.
I meant to say something earlier, but I guess there was just so much other stuff going on. I looked at Vi. She nodded back. See, the truth is...
What?
Oh no!
You found another bomb?
Yeah,
Where?
in the garden.
No. That's not possible. We didn't see anything like that.
Could you have missed it?
No! No way! We checked every part of that room.
There was a number on this one too. It says a 1. Since the one we found in the crew quarters said 03 on it, well...
You think there might be a third bomb out there somewhere?
I think there's a good chance.
Very well. We should split up and find this other bomb. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
But even if we do find it, what are we supposed to do?
That is a concern for later. At the moment, our primary concern should be finding it.
You can't fight an enemy you can't see, after all.
Precisely.
All right, I'll head back to the infirmary and let everybody else know.
Please.
How about we set time to meet back here, just in case? The time we have left until the chromatic doors open is... Let's see...
Quite a bit, actually.
1 hour and 57 minutes.
I think approximately half of that should be enough. When we have 1 hour remaining, we should meet back at the infirmary. Acceptable?
That sounds good to me.
Right. I'll tell the others too.
Good. Let's go. So these are the white doors that Kay and Clover were talking about. Yeah, there's the lock thing. No question, these are chromatic doors, I guess.
So it seems.
Ah! What? When did you...
I've been here the whole time.
Seriously? I didn't notice you at all.
Oh. I guess your hearing's starting to go. How sad.
So, what do you want? Why are you stalking me?
I'm not stalking you. I just followed you here.
That's pretty much the same thing. But how did you do it? You were totally silent. Are you Batman?
I already told you I'm not. Remember? Back in the AB room when we met?
Yeah, actually. You also jumped super high all the way up to the ceiling.
Right. Aren't you curious about that graffiti?
Graffiti? Oh yeah, that. Memento Mori if the 9th lion ate the sun. Did a kid write that or what?
Why do you say that?
Well, they managed to spell 9th wrong. Who puts an E in there?
You're right.
Then again, maybe it means something.
Do you know what it means? The Latin part.
Hey now, give me a little credit. Even I know what Memento Mori means. You see it all over the place. As far as I know, it translates to something like be aware of death or remember your mortality. Never forget that we all die someday. I guess it's sort of a cautionary thing.
What about the other part?
It's exactly what it says on the tin, right? Some sort of conditional about lions and suns. Anything come to mind?
No, nothing. Nothing at all.
Aber wir haben zumindest immer wieder mal so Löwen-Ikonografie gesehen und auch immer wieder was mit Sonnen. Zum Beispiel die Sache im Rec Room tatsächlich. Da gab es ja dieses seltsame, wie soll man sagen, dieses Wackelhasen-Ding, wo Kay drauf gesessen hat. Und da war es zum Beispiel so, dass die Einwurfstelle aussah wie ein Löwenmaul und man da eine rote Münze mit einem Sonnenmuster einwerfen musste. Auch an anderen Stellen sieht man das immer wieder.
What about you?
Me? Huh. Well, let's see. Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. Memento mori, the ninth lion ate the sun. Repeated the words over and over in my head, but nothing. Whatever they meant, it was beyond me. But perhaps Phi. Latin.
Huh?
Don't you know Latin? Maybe you can figure more of it out.
Well, I know a little. More than most people, I guess, but I'm not an expert.
Then how do you know that phrase? Lapsum semel occasionem non ipse potes Jupiter reprehendere.
Oh, that. That's from, this.
She unpinned the brooch from her chest as she spoke and held it out to me. I hesitated for a moment, then took it.
Look at the back.
I turned it over. Lapsum semel occasionem non ipse potes Jupiter reprehendere. So I guess the I is pronounced like a J in Latin, huh? Nein, eher wie das deutsche J, aber das ist wieder eine andere Geschichte.
Yeah.
What is this?
A memento of my late mother. Well, I guess it's something like a memento.
Streng genommen ist das J eigentlich als eine fancy Schreibweise für ein I entstanden, aber das ist eine ganz andere Geschichte. What does that mean?
She died right after I was born. I was raised by foster parents and they told me where the brooch had come from. Apparently it was the only thing my mother had left behind.
What about your father?
Don't have one. I guess you could say I was a bastard. I never saw his face, and I don't know his name. I don't even know if he's alive.
Tja, vielleicht erfährt man da ein bisschen was drüber. Oh. I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I just handed her back the brooch.
That phrase got to be almost like a prayer for me. Whenever I had to make a tough decision, I'd say it to myself. Sometimes I'd just repeat it over and over like a chant. Before long, I had it memorized. Got me interested in Latin, and I started studying the language. Lapsum semel occasionum non ipsi protest Jupiter reprehendere. Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But it seems kind of funny now. I mean, look at us. We've done what Jupiter can't. We can find our lost opportunities. That's why I followed you here. I thought it would be a good idea to talk to you about all this. Alone.
Yeah. I agree.
There's something else we need to do too, though.
Find the number 2 bomb.
Exactly. So we should get going. I'm pretty sure the bomb isn't in here. There's nowhere to hide it. So...
You're saying we should go somewhere else?
Yeah. Well, come on, don't just stand there. We need to get a move on.
Without waiting for a reply, she turned and started toward one of the exits. I followed. Tja, jetzt sind wir mal im Archiv. Den Raum haben wir selber bisher doch nicht durcharbeiten müssen. The archives. Good place to hide a bomb. Now where the hell do we start looking?
I doubt it really matters. If it's here, we'll find it eventually.
So what about that Jupiter stuff?
We can talk while we look. Now get started.
I turned to a corner of the room and began to look while Phi spoke.
I'll start with a conclusion I've come to.
Da wieder, die Puppe. Dieser Löwe mit so einem Sonnensymbol im Mund. Oder Maul.
Our consciousnesses seem to be able to jump through time. No, sorry. Through time isn't really accurate. It's more like we move through worlds.
Worlds?
Yes. I don't mean physical planets in this case. Talking about a whole different universe, really. Parallel worlds.
What?
Do you know about the many worlds interpretation?
Well, kind of. I think I've heard of it once or twice.
Oh, well, I'll just explain it. Let's say, I don't care what it is, but could you move? Scratch your head, cross your arms, put your hands on your hips. Anything?
I had no idea what this was supposed to explain, but I did as she'd asked. So, scratch head, cross arms, put hands on hips, applaud others. Es gibt 5 Optionen. Oder ist others, sodass wir dann noch andere Auswahl haben. Oh, cheer, blow a kiss, tap dance, moonwalk, others. Da kommen wir wieder hier hin. Okay, es gibt also insgesamt 8 Möglichkeiten. Ich würde sagen, ich werfe einfach einen W8. Wozu habe ich hier ein Würfelset liegen? Die 8. Wir machen einen Moonwalk. Slide, slide, slide. Ah, zu spät. Der blaue Kiss kam zu spät.
Was that supposed to be moonwalking?
Yeah. I'm pretty good, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Super.
But you might want to try going backward next time, not forward.
Were you even looking? I was going backward. Watch. Slide, slide, slide.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that. Anyway, you just did the moonwalk, right?
Right.
But you could have chosen to scratch your head or cross your arms. Now, maybe there are other Sigmas in other worlds who did all of those things. All of these worlds and realities are branching off from one another. The choices you could have made branched off from the moment you decided what you were going to do just now. Every moment you make a decision, another universe branches off, on and on into infinity. Each of those branches is an alternate world. A world where a version of you did something different. Haven't you ever thought about what life would have been like if you'd made different choices? What if you'd gone to this high school instead of that one? What if you hadn't started a study group? What if you hadn't told that girl you liked her? What if? What if? But are those what ifs really just what ifs? Or are there other worlds out there where you did those things? Anyway, that's the many worlds interpretation in a nutshell. I've simplified it a lot. Doesn't have to be human actions, though. I just used your actions to make the explanation easier to grasp. The actions of a cat, the flight of a bee, the movement of a microorganism, even fluctuations in air temperature. All these can change history.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second here. I let microorganisms slide, but there's no way that air is conscious or anything.
Can you say for sure that you are?
What?
All of your actions are caused by the cells in your brain. If we go down a little further, then you could say all of your actions are the result of atoms or electrons, or smaller particles we haven't even discovered yet. Are those atoms and electrons still you making a decision? At that level, how different are you from the air? I'd say not much. Human existence is just one part of reality. Falling in love is like a tulip blossoming. A tulip blossoming is like a tornado forming in South America. See what I'm saying? The only thing that really matters is the action of the most elementary particles of matter. That's where history happens. That's where universes branch out. Hey, you stopped. Are you done with that shelf?
Oh, no, not yet.
Well, keep looking while I talk. How familiar are you with quantum physics? Never mind, don't answer that. I'll try and keep it simple for you. Let's see. Hey, hand me that box, will you?
This one? Sure. I handed the box I'd been examining over to her. She set it down on the desk and opened the top.
Also... Ah, there's a stuffed lion over there. Perfect. He's part of Felidae, too.
With that, she grabbed the lion and tossed it unceremoniously into the box. She also took a weight and an ink jar and put them in next to the lion.
Alright, everything's ready.
Ready?
Remember that book in the crew quarters about Schrodinger's cat? It relates to all this stuff I've been talking about. Anyway, come look at the box.
What about looking for the...
This'll only take a minute. Now look.
I shrugged and peered into the box.
What do you see?
Well, there's a stuffed lion.
From now on, that's a cat. A living cat. This is important. Got it?
Yeah, it's a cat, meow.
Oh, man. This again?
Sorry. I can't help it.
I find that hard to believe. Ugh, fine. Maybe I can just ignore it.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Alright, what else do you see?
A weight that's not even a pond, and a jar of ink.
Right. Now the weight is going to be radioactive material, and the jar of ink is full of poisonous gas.
What? I'm kidding out of here.
Idiot. It's not really full of gas. This is just hypothetical. Imagine that it's full of gas. So, what's the weight?
Radioactive material.
And the jar of ink?
It's full of poison gas.
Exactly. Good work. Now, there's one other thing you need to know about the jar.
Einfach, dass das jetzt hier auch so angezeigt wird. Ist so bescheuert.
If it's struck by any of the alpha particles the radioactive material emits, it'll break. These particles are emitted randomly, but there's a 50% chance that one of them will come into contact with the jar over the course of an hour. So let's close the lid. And pretend an hour has passed. Here's the question. Is the cat inside of the box alive or dead? You can't open the box to check. And you can't hit the box. Obviously, you can't shake it either. It's also been soundproofed, so the cat could be howling up a storm in there and you'd never know. Basically, you have no idea what's going on inside the box. Do you remember what happens if the alpha particles hit the jar?
It breaks, gas fills the box, the cat inhales it, and death will whisk her away.
And what if the jar doesn't break?
The cat lives to tell the tale.
Haha. And what are the chances of either of those things happening?
About 50%.
Uh-huh. So, what's your answer? Is the cat alive or dead?
I can't possibly know.
Then guess. It's not hard. Alive or dead?
Ja. Lebt die Katze oder ist sie tot? Das ist jetzt eine wichtige Frage. Das werde ich jetzt nicht auswürfeln. Lebt die Katze oder ist sie tot? Ich habe mal ein schönes Meme gesehen, da sieht man, wie eine Katze sich durch Karton durchbeißt und man sieht dann halt Schrödingers cat is alive and very angry. Fand ich sehr schön. Aber ja, die Frage ist jetzt, lebt die Katze oder nicht? Leb, Katze, leb. Okay, da habe ich mich kurz vertippt. So. The cat is, pause for dramatic effect, alive.
Nope. You're wrong.
It's dead?
That's wrong too.
Then what's the right answer?
The answer is that it's in a state where it is neither dead nor alive.
What? How does that make any sense?
It's an extrapolation of something we see at the atomic level. We don't know if an atom is spinning upward or downward until we measure it. Before it's measured, those two possibilities coexist. But as soon as the measurement is taken, obviously, only one possibility is the truth. That's what's happening with the alpha particles. Since we can't know when they were emitted or where, we only know the probability that they'll impact the jar. Because we can't observe anything that's happening in the box, that becomes the entire system.
Das Problem ist eigentlich auf Quantenebene, wenn man halt versucht, tatsächlich also wirklich so bei kleinsten Teilen eine Messung zu machen, musst du immer mit dem Partikel interagieren. Und dadurch nimmt man bei der Messung auch immer Einfluss auf den Partikel. Das ist zum Beispiel auch, wenn ich das richtig verstanden habe, mit einer der Gründe für die Heisenbergsche Unschärferelation. Ich sag mal, ich erzähle jetzt mal kurz einen Witz, den viele Leute überhaupt nicht verstehen. Heisenberg wird mit dem Auto angehalten. Und einer sagt, hören Sie mal, Sie wissen schon, dass Sie hier mit über 50 Sachen durch die 30er-Zone gefahren sind. Er sagt, ja toll, mussten Sie mir das sagen, jetzt weiß ich nicht mehr, wo ich bin. Versteht erstmal keine Sau, aber die Heisenbergsche Unschärferelation ist im Grunde folgendes. Man kann nicht gleichzeitig genau bestimmen, welche Position ein Partikel hat und wie schnell er sich bewegt, beziehungsweise den Impuls, den er hat. Das heißt, in diesem Fall wurde die Geschwindigkeit gemessen und dadurch ist die Position nicht mehr messbar in dem Moment. Zumindest nicht ohne eine große Ungenauigkeit. Und das kommt, wenn ich mich recht erinnere, auch wieder vor allem durch die Interaktion, die man mit dem Partikel hat. Aber ich bin kein Physiker, von daher ist das so mein Unverständnis. Und ich sag mal so, Physiker finden den Witz zum Schießen. Normalsterbliche Menschen fragen sich nur, hä? Was zum Geier ist denn, hier ist der Witz, was ist daran witzig? Und naja, man muss die Heisenbergsche Unschärferelation kennen.
In other words, the box is like the atom. We don't know how the cat's life or death situation has resolved itself until we look at it.
Ja, ähnlich ist es mit radioaktivem Zerfall. Man kann tatsächlich kein Partikel im Zustand des Zerfalls entdecken bisher. Wenn man versucht dann zu gucken, ist das Ding noch intakt oder ist es schon zerfallen, man hat nie den Zwischenzustand gefunden. Es war immer das eine oder das andere und das ist dann auch wieder so ein Punkt. Daher existiert das so überlagert, zumindest theoretisch.
Until we do, it's just a bunch of possibilities. Do you get it? If the cat in the box is possibilities,
then it's both alive and dead.
Right. So, let's open the lid.
Oh Gott, die Katze ist untot.
And when we do, all the possibilities will collapse into a single truth. Meow. What a relief, huh? Looks like the cat's alive. Anyway, that's Schrödinger's cat. The many worlds interpretation is one theory for explaining that weirdness.
So there's another world out there where this cat died?
Yeah, that's the idea. Looks like that cat tick of yours cleared up.
Yeah. Well, your story was pretty insane.
Insane?
You don't think so? Just the idea of something being alive and dead at the same time? And if the moment the lid is opened determines whether or not the cat's dead, then it's almost like events in the future can determine the past. I mean, the cat doesn't die when you open the lid, so it must have already been dead.
Exactly. You've experienced it, haven't you?
What on earth are you talking about?
Think back. Remember round 2 of the AB game? When you chose Betray, what was my vote?
Ally.
But what happened this time?
I chose Ally and you chose Betray.
Right. And both times, I put in my vote a full minute before the deadline. When did you push the button?
Right before the deadline.
I see. Well, that makes this a little easier to explain. If you chose betray, then my vote was ally. If you chose ally, then my vote was betray. But I made my choices a whole minute before you made yours. Don't you think that's strange? You do see what I'm saying, don't you?
That my choice in the future altered your action in the past?
Yeah. From your perspective, there's no other way to interpret it.
It's... Der Anime Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai versucht, by the way, diese Theorien bzw. Gedankenexperimente anschaulich darzustellen. Den kenne ich tatsächlich nicht. Ich google das jetzt einfach mal kurz. Oh. Okay, das erste, was ich sehe, ist halt eine Person in einem Bunny-Suit, aber das hätte ich bei dem Namen auch irgendwie erwarten können. Japanese light novel series written by Hajime Kamoshida and illustrated by Keiji Mizoguchi, okay. Klingt aber interessant, also... Machen wir weiter. Now that I thought about it, round one had been the same. When I'd chosen ally, Alice had chosen betray. And when I'd chosen betray, she'd done the opposite.
Look at this die. I found it over there. Let me give you one last example.
As she spoke, she tossed the die into the box and quickly shut the lid.
All right. Answer this question. What number is the die on?
Ich nutze da meinen treuen Freund, den W6. Eine 1. 1, maybe?
Okay. I'm going to open the lid.
Jetzt, der Name ist sehr Clickbait, tatsächlich geht es aber auch genau um sowas. Ein Charakter verschwindet aus der Existenz, wenn er nicht gesehen wird und weitere Sachen. Moment, eine Person, die als Objekt keine Objektpermanenz besitzt? Das ist witzig.
Good job. You got it right.
That was just a fluke.
Was it?
Huh?
Let's think about what was going on before I opened the lid. What number was the die on?
1, of course.
Haven't you been paying attention? The die is still a collection of atoms, isn't it? I don't think you can reasonably suggest that it was made of some different kind of matter.
Wait, so you're saying that before you opened the lid, the die was on all the numbers?
Uh-huh. That's one way to look at it, at least.
And then when you opened the lid, it was just one number?
Or it might have become that number when you declared which one it was.
Huh? Wait, what do you mean?
Your choice in the future has an effect on the past.
That's crazy.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We got a little off topic there, but I think I made my point. Reality separates off into an infinite number of branches for each and every possibility. You and I seem to be able to jump from branch to branch. Of course, our bodies aren't doing the jumping. Our consciousnesses just sort of dive into other versions of ourselves in other worlds.
Whoa. I think I get it now. That's how you knew my name, right? You jumped in from another world. That's how you knew all those other things you shouldn't have known.
Yeah. That's the best I can figure out, at least. Unfortunately, it seems like we don't retain all our memories when we jump. Maybe we only remember particularly important things. I'm not sure how it works. But whatever the reason, it seems to be fairly limited. And often, we don't seem to remember jumping at all. Things will just sort of pop up.
That's why when someone asks us how we know X, all we can think of to say is, I just knew.
Yeah,
What's causing this then? I don't remember ever doing this before, so why would it start now?
If we knew that, I don't think we'd be having so much trouble. It's just...
Just what?
Well, I'm pretty sure it has to do with why we're locked up in here. There's no way this doesn't have something to do with whatever Zero Senior's trying to do. Why would he have left that Schrodinger's cat book in the crew quarters?
You aren't kidding, are you? Maybe this is some sort of huge Schrodinger's cat experiment. And all 9 of us are locked up inside the box right meow.
And what if you've got it backwards?
Backwards?
We're outside of the box, and the rest of the world is inside.
Then the moment we step out of this place...
Yeah. We might be determining the history of the world outside.
No way. I had 1,000 other questions, but before I could open my mouth to ask them...
Oh, good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Yes. We found it.
Found what?
What do you mean, what? What else could we find? The bomb! The other antimatter bomb. The number 2 bomb is in the control room.
Is this it?
Yeah.
This is one of them, all right.
It's number 2, apparently. Well, at least we found them all now.
No. There could be more. Like Kay said, there might be a number 4 bomb out there. We have no way to know.
Did you tell anyone else about this, Clover?
Well, not really. But, I wasn't the first person to find it.
Who was?
Kay and Luna. After they found it, they came to the infirmary and told the rest of us.
Who was in the infirmary?
Everyone. Tenmyoji and Dio were there. So were Alice and Quark, of course. Although they were still asleep.
So everyone who wasn't asleep knows about the bomb. I see.
Yeah.
There's nobody else here, though. Where'd they all go?
Right after we came here to look at the bomb, they all left. They were going to go look for you two.
What about Alice and Quark?
They're the same. Still sleeping. We checked them out just to be sure, but they seemed fine.
That's good. Fi and I looked at one another and let out a small sigh of relief.
Oh, right. I checked everybody's bracelets when we were in the infirmary. Did you want to know what they were?
It took her only a moment to explain. Alice was a green solo, and Quark was a blue solo. Dio's bracelet made him a yellow pair, and Tenmyoji was a cyan pair. So what are our options for groups?
The next set of doors to open are going to be the white doors. That means we'll have to mix our colors so that we get white.
Fi laid out what that would mean. Option A. Fi and Tenmyoji cyan would pair up with me, red. Kay and Dio, yellow, would pair up with Quark, blue. Clover and Luna, magenta, would pair up with Alice, green.
Huh? There's only one option?
Yeah. Any other combinations don't make white.
What about Alice and Quark? Luna said it's going to be a while until they wake up.
We'll just have to carry them. The secondary doors won't open without 3 bracelets. And if we can't open them...
Yeah, we'll get penalized.
Exactly.
Don't worry about Alice. I'm on her team.
Are you saying you can carry her?
Yeah. Well, I can get Luna to help me.
True. I'm sure she'd be happy to help.
What about Quark?
He's on Kay's team. There shouldn't be any issues there.
Well, we still need to figure out what we're going to do about this bomb. Alice said we should be safe as long as it's not triggered with the remote.
Maybe, but we can't just leave them here forever. I mean, if they go off, then everything in like a couple 100 kilometers is gonna get fried.
Wait, a couple 100 kilometers? What are you talking about? That bomb should only have about as much explosive power as a ton of TNT. Which is nothing to sniff at, but that's nowhere near the kind of yield you're talking about.
It could be. What if these bombs are just like the detonator?
Oh. Oh! You mean there might be a bunch more anti-hydrogen around here somewhere? Yep. Right over there.
The reactor.
Yeah. There are supposed to only be 18 antimatter reactors in the whole world. If that's one of them, then there's a lot of anti-hydrogen.
How much is a lot?
3,5 kilograms.
Alter Schwede, das wäre verdammt viel, wenn das explodiert. 3.5? That's like 10,000 times more than Alice's 350 milligrams.
If there really is that much, and if it does explode,
then we would be looking at an explosion roughly 10,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
No. That's insane.
Wait, Clover, how did you know that?
know what?
That stuff about antimatter reactors.
Well, that's, during my training, they...
Training for what?
My job?
Oh, of course. I didn't realize waiters these days needed to memorize how many operational antimatter reactors there were worldwide. Or how much fuel each one of those reactors might be storing. You don't work at a cafe, do you?
Did you hear about that from Alice?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, she's right then.
And why are you using antimatter reactors at a cafe?
That's, what we call the coffee machines.
What? Are you fucking with me?
I'm telling you the truth. I work at a cafe. It just might, be a kind of fake job to divert attention. I think they call it a cover.
What?
Then what's your real job?
I'm sorry. I really can't tell you anything else.
Why not?
It's classified.
Classified by who?
The government?
The government?
That's right. Alice said it was a job to eliminate enemies of the state or something. So you two do work together.
Oh no! Check your bracelets. How much time do we have left?
What are you talking about?
How long until the doors open? Come on, quickly!
Damn. We're supposed to have met up 5 minutes ago.
I'm heading back then. Remember, we're supposed to meet at the infirmary. You guys hurry back, okay? Bye!
Hey! You haven't... Damn it. And she's gone. Fine. She's right, you know. We need to get going.
Hold on. I need to check something really quick.
What?
Oh, there you are. You're late. What were you doing?
Nothing.
When we arrived, everyone else was already back. Quark and Alice hadn't left, of course. They were both sleeping soundly. Any traces of the madness we'd seen earlier are long gone. Übrigens jetzt hier die Explosionen, die ja genannt wurden, immer wieder Sachen mit so und so viel Tonnen TNT. Ich finde es sehr interessant, dass TNT eigentlich echt nicht schwierig herzustellen ist. Dafür braucht man gar nicht mal so viel Zeug. Also im Grunde muss man eine vorsichtige Titration mit Salpetersäure machen und dann kriegst du TNT, wenn du die richtigen Grundstoffe hast. Und das ist heftig. Also, they were both sleeping soundly. Any traces of the madness we'd seen earlier long gone.
Clover told us. You've seen the bomb in the control room.
Yeah, with our own eyes.
So what the hell should we do? That makes 3 bombs.
Well, we have to do something. They're bombs, for God's sake.
There's a quick and simple solution.
Really?
Remember what Alice said?
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it? Right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, we just connect it here. Then we can enter the password.
So, if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about. Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Not a problem. We've resolved that issue.
Huh?
Show them.
I nodded and pulled it out of my pocket.
That was in the safe in the control room.
Exactly. We didn't have any idea what it was at first, but Fi figured it out. After Clover left, we tested it.
Turned out I was right. It fit perfectly.
Couldn't get it to do anything, though. We plugged in a couple random characters, but all we got was an error.
Still, I'm sure this is the thing Alice was talking about. We just didn't have the right password.
But why was it in the control room?
Do you think Zero Senior put it here for us?
That would suggest it was also Zero Senior who set up the bombs.
Doesn't that seem odd, though? Zero Senior wants us to play the nonary game, right? So why would he set bombs?
Maybe he wants to blow this whole place up if someone commits some crazy violation of the rules?
That doesn't make sense. Our bracelets already have poison in them. If someone breaks a rule, all he has to do is activate their bracelet.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, whatever the case is, there's one thing we can be sure of. The person who set these bombs is one of us. Whether or not that person is also Zero Senior isn't particularly relevant at the moment. But what is relevant is that they know the deactivation password. If we can figure out who that person is and question them.
We can get the password and turn the bombs off.
Exactly. That would be my quick and easy method. So fess up. Which one of you set the bombs? Not that I expect you to do that. So, we're going to be checking everyone.
Checking us?
Yes. Once they're set, the bombs are controlled by a remote. It stands to reason that whoever set them has that remote.
So you're gonna search us for it?
Yes. But no buts. If you refuse, that implicates you. Do what I say and you'll be fine, assuming you are actually innocent. Understand? No reason to wait. Let's get started. Anyone want to volunteer to go first? No? All right. Let's see.
Wait.
Huh?
You only need to search one person.
What? Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I I know who did it. The words were out of my mouth before I'd even realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
Yeah. I met Phi's gaze and nodded, then turned away. I know who set the bombs. That person... That person. You did it. The room was suddenly silent. Gut, wir haben in diesen komischen Flashbacks zwar schon gesehen, wer das ist, aber ich sag mal so. Wer jetzt noch Dio vertraut, überhaupt irgendwas Gutes in diesen Geschichten zu machen, der ist völlig durch. Aber ja, hier müssen wir noch den entsprechenden Beleg finden, irgendwo in einer anderen Zeitlinie. Welche wir da nehmen, das werden wir beim nächsten Mal sehen, denn ich mache hier jetzt erstmal Schluss. Mir reicht's für heute. Mal gucken, ob ich morgen wieder streame oder mich stattdessen bei was anderem einklinke. Und naja, ansonsten Dienstag geht's weiter mit D&D. Dann geht's mir hoffentlich nicht so scheiße wie letztes Mal. Und ja, zumindest übernächste Woche wird's dann weitergehen mit Curse of Strahd, wenn alles gut läuft. Wird Zeit, dass wir das auch mal langsam so ein bisschen vorantreiben. Es gibt Vampirhintern zu verprügeln. Oder in Vampirhintern zu treten. Und ja, ansonsten, ich bin gespannt, wie sich das Ganze noch entwickelt. Ich bin gespannt, was wir noch so für Informationen herausfinden. Aber wir werden auf jeden Fall einiges an Informationen noch brauchen, um an dieser Stelle weiterzukommen. Und wie man sieht, da sind tatsächlich mehrere Schlösser hintereinander, was halt auch ungewöhnlich ist, aber das hier ist augenscheinlich eine relativ wichtige Zeitlinie. Aber gut. Wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Lasst gerne ein Däumchen da, wenn es euch gefallen hat und so weiter. Ihr kennt die ganze Geschichte. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.